when you are helping someone, like as a Muslim or like I'm not that much religious guy, but like I have very strong faith on the divine of the Allah, that like whenever you do some good deeds, they have a reversion in your in your life as well.
This is a podcast called Walk, Talk, Listen. An attempt to connect people and make this world a bit better by sharing opinions and experiences based on the belief that everyone's perspective is true, albeit partial. My name is Maurice Bloem, and I would like to welcome you to yet another episode of Walk, Talk, Listen.
Okay, good day, everybody. This is another episode of the podcast Walk, Talk, Listen. And as always, I'm delighted. I'm super delighted here because today we have a colleague of mine who is joining us and he will introduce himself as always.
Thank you so much. My name is Noor Rehman. I basically belong to the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province of Pakistan, and I grew up in a middle class family, and started my early education in the city of Kohat, which is one of the district of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and I completed my whole education over there.
Mhm.
And in 2011, I joined social sector or development sector. My mother organization is Islamic Relief, and for more than a decade, I've been working with Islamic Relief. And uh, in 2023, I joined GLI as a regional coordinator for South Asia, mainly focusing on one of the initiative that was faith and positive change for children, families, and communities. Uh, I never thought about joining the development sector because from my early childhood, my father was in army, so I used to prefer my whole wish was that I will be joining Pakistan Army as a commissioned officer. But after being rejected from there, so I completed my master's from Kohat University of Science and Technology with computer sciences. And my first publication was on cloud computing.
Mhm.
Then when I moved from my home district to Islamabad as a capital to look for a job. So I suddenly got an advertisement of a volunteer with Islamic Relief, where I applied for that. And coming or joining the development sector was by chance. It was not thoroughly planned, but when I joined Islamic Leaf as a volunteer, so I have been tasked. It was like sort of internship. So I was being tasked that you will have to prepare the orphan, reports for the donors, which I was not that much, knowing about the orphan sponsorship program of Islamic Leaf. And then when I joined Islamic Leaf, so you know, I got interested that this field is very much, relevant to my thoughts. Being the academic, background, I was IT guy. But when I joined Islamic Leaf, so I realized that this could be a field where I can grow and nurture my skills as well, because the place where I belong, which is my hometown, is there are so many because when I was growing up, I was not that much aware of those issues, but what our elders were have disciplinary sort of, nurturing or growing. We were very, living in a restricted sort of environment where because when I grew up and become adult, and when I, started knowing about the child protection issues, then I got realized that why these restrictions were on us in our, early childhood. So that's one of the thing which I can relate it to that,
Mm.
why I am in this field, and then for more than decade. I have
No,
been,
yeah.
yeah.
Thanks, and I would like to know more about the work that you did for the Islamic Relief. But let us go back and talk about your upbringing. Okay, so your father was in the army, and probably as a kind of a role model, you also then saw yourself going to the army. But tell a bit more. What about? Did you have any siblings? And if you have, did they have the same type of, a dream in terms of going to the army? And when you grew up, you already alluded to the fact that it was kind of you grew up in a protected environment where you played. Describe it a bit more and what type of, yeah, what did you do as a child? So,
As a child, I was very naughty, naughty one,
uh,
very much naughty, like not a normal naughty. I have two brothers and two sisters. I am the younger one. Like after me, I have another sister. My elder brother is a government school teacher. Yes, we all brothers were very much willing to join Pakistan Army. But and like my father-in-law is also, he's my maternal uncle is as well. So like we have a family where everybody wants to go to Pakistan Army, and like armed forces is a sort of a status symbol, that like when you join army as a commissioned officer, so like it's a status symbol as well. So that sort of environment was like in our family, that like we, why, because we were living with our father when he was posted somewhere, so like we used to accompany him all the time. So like we grew up in a army environment. But in my case, I was like in grade 4 when my father got retired, and we moved to our hometown, which is Kohat. Kohat is like I had told you about the protected environment. Why we were in sort of environment. One reason was that like my father was in army, so like he was very much willing to educate us and not allowing us to mingle with each and everybody. Uh, s- Unfortunately, the area which I am belonging is having a very sort of high ratio of sodomy in our communities. Like these are some districts which are on the high rise. Like girls are not that much vulnerable, but boys are much vulnerable. So like my elder brother was one of the guy in my family that like he was always keep us aligned to like when I'm going to school. So like he's taking care of us. A school van is coming to pick us and drop us. So these are some of the protected environment. And like if it's gonna evening after 5 or 6 p.m., we were not allowed to go outside from home, and we were also not allowed to have some friendship with the elder guys, like elder than us. So that's one of the thing which was very much one of the big reason that like we were living in a protected environment. So when like I did my intermediate, and I joined college for graduation, then we got some relaxation, and we had we can go for outside outdoor activities with friends. But like as I told you that like I was a very naughty guy, so like I used to bunk from house sometime to, because there was a the most luxurious activity of myself was to swim in a canal near our home, because like I was very much fond of swimming. On the other side, I was very much responsible as well. So we have now two PhDs in my home. My second brother is like he's a religious leader, scholar as well, and he did his his PhD in Arabic linguistics. Then my the third number is my elder sister. She is now like a district officer, education officer. This is one of the reason that like we all are very educated, like all are established, and everybody is doing their own job in an environment where people don't prefer to get education, because like there was not that much like financially as well as, but like the awareness is also one of the issue that like people don't prefer to get higher education. Then I was like fourth one in my siblings, but like in brothers, I am the younger one. After me, I have a sister. She did PhD in microbiology, and she's now teaching in Kohart University, like as a lecturer. My mother is like she never went to school, or like she didn't get an education, but like she has brothers which were my maternal uncles. So like she grew up all of them in her hands. So that's one of the reasons that like she and my father both were very much willing and supporting us that like we should get educated, and now alhamdulillah we all are earning for our families and supporting us each other as well. So and now like currently, if I can tell you that like three of my nephews are also living with me in Islamabad, and they are studying education university. So this is like we are living in a combined family. We all three brothers and all of our kids are like we have a home, family home at our hometown, but like we used to gather on Eid, special occasions, and my both parents are living with my elder brother. My second brother is also living there. So like this is one of like sort of
Hmm.
situation where I grew up.
So, I mean, it does, you know, helpful if I ask you also then to explain what you did around child protection for Islamic Relief to pick that out. I know you did different things, in that decade, more than a decade working for them. But yeah, talk us through that. What was the work about that you were responsible for, um, and what are you most proud of if you look back at that period?
Yeah, when I joined Islamic Leaf, like as I told you that like I was not aware of the child protection issues, but like we were grew up in a family where we were not that much, got information or related to those issues, but like the environment which we where we grew up is like very much sort of protected environment. And when I joined Islamic Leaf, I start I got so many trainings and know about the UNCRC child rights and child protection issues. And then the field work which I did for 11 and a half years is like it's a mixture of so many things. Like initially I was mainly responsible for the orphan sponsorship program, where I was like managing a portfolio of 450 orphan children living in different areas of Rawalpindi and Islamabad. And when I was like, we had sort of field visits, like yearly, we had field visits. Like one visit was a family visit, and the second one was a group visit. So the family visit was very much interesting in with regard of like knowing that what the problem of these families are, or these childrens are who are like being supported to this sponsorship amount. Then I got realized that like how these people are living in such a vulnerable conditions. The most important thing which like as you said that like I should be proud of, the thing which I can say that like geographically I was being responsible for 4 to 5 union councils. Union council is a sub sect of sub small sect of a district. Like so many a large number of union council makes a district in a Pakistani context. So like when I was like going to these visit to these orphan houses, so like mainly I was responsible for the orphan sponsorship amount and how it being utilized, and how it's like being managed, and the families are spending this amount on the child or not. So I actually make a cluster of all those families living near to their houses. We actually introduce a cluster approach in the geographical spread of Rawalpindi in Islamabad. And which like one of the thing which I'm very much proud of, and it's a God gifted ability as well, that like I used to prefer to network and collaborate with other people. So I was mainly responsible for the sponsorship amount, but I used to prefer to go to the other stakeholders and what they are doing and how we can benefit those families from those services, which is one of the there is another NGO which is with the name of Spark. They had drop-in centers. Like we were mainly spending giving amount to orphans whose father was not alive. So those children who are, we met them during the field activities. They're like they are on the streets, and we were not able to support them because like they are not orphans. So like we were not being able to support them. So like I make some referral mechanism and um, collaboration with the other service provider like Child Protection and Welfare Bureau. It's one of the service provider of Government of Punjab. Then Spark, as I told you, and then Betul Mal. Betul Mal is a welfare sort of institute organization from the government of Pakistan. So I try to support those families who are not, being supported by the orphan sponsorship program, and then that those efforts help us to generate and another project, which was a health project. It was Sehat, and then Sehat 2, and then so for the street children, we will be able to initiate one of the complementary services for the children who are on the roads. So that was with the name of Pukar, Protection of Children at Risk. Like those children were not orphans, but like they were on the street. So we actually signed MOUs during my, because I was mainly, responsible, and this, responsibility was given by my supervisor, that like you make referrals and collaborate with build partnership with other stakeholders. So during my tenure with Islamic Leaf, the one thing which I am very much proud, that like I have been successful to sign 5 MOUs with different stakeholders.
Sorry, and just for the listeners, an MOU, what does that mean?
Memorandum of understanding.
Okay.
We signed memorandum of understanding and letter of agreements with the main service providers, which were Child Protection Welfare Bureau, Government of Punjab. It's a designated service provider for being assigned by by the Government of Pakistan. It's mainly built up on the one of the bill and law passed in Government of Punjab at Punjab province, Punjab Neglected and Destitute Act for street children. So they are mainly responsible for the those children who are on the streets, involved in labor,
Mm.
beggary, or like they are the first responder as a child protection service provider when there is an abuse happen to anybody. They have a helpline. So I make so many relationship with the other stakeholders. Then during my tenure, we signed an MOU with the NCRC, National Commission of the Rights of Child. Then we got another MOU with Betul Mal as well. So like these are some of the things which I can say that like I'm proud of. Uh,
Mm.
and now like those relations and partnerships are very much at a high level. If I can tell you that like now Islamic League being able to establish interfaith child protection forums in 4 provinces with the Child Protection Bureau supported by UNICEF. So like these are some of the things. And
Mm.
during my tenure with Islamic Leaf, I was thoroughly engaged in the emergency responses as well. It was not like sort of a regular job, but like I was a part of emergency response team.
Mhm.
I got trained in 2013, and then I have been regularly, deployed in so many emergencies, like the flash flood in Laya in 2016, then flash flood in in Punjab province again. The seasonal programs of Islamic Leaf, I was the one who have like, if I can tell you, I spent my 8 years of like the Eid celebrations in the field, not in my home with my family, because we have to execute the Qurbani program. Qurbani program, everybody, like every year, Muslims, sacrifice animals, and there's distribution of the meat in the the flood affected areas, the vulnerable ones who are not be able to eat meat the whole year. So like these were some of the activities that I was like thoroughly engaged with Islamically.
Yeah, that's all pretty impressive, Noor. I what I would like to ask you is two questions. Because you were at the end explaining about the emergency response, etc. And I know that is often work where you are separated from the family. So how do you find, the well, are you able to find a balance into, the work that you're doing and then family life and thinking about your own mental health? Um, yeah, how do you cope?
Yeah, Maurice, this is what like I can say that these are some of the things which which gives you energy, sort of like when
Mm,
you are helping someone, you like as a Muslim or like I'm not that much religious guy, but like I have very strong faith on the divine of the Allah, that whenever you do some good deeds, they have a reversion in your in your life as well. So these are some of the things which we use to call sadaqah. Sadaqah is if I'm spending some time of my family with which like it's a Eid celebration, but like when you see the bigger picture that because of your deeds or actions and your efforts, that brings something a very sort of satisfaction in
mm,
your family, in your life as well and your family as well, and so I think in those times I was like very much devoted and dedicated my energy, because when I'm in my full energy, I can I can do anything.
mm,
So after those spending those days with the vulnerable communities, we had a proper sort of leaves where we can spend some time with our families. And for my mental health, I hope I end up sometime in our team meetings as well, that I am not that much sort of a discouraging guy. Like I don't get discouraged or get down easily. But like some of the time, I if I do so, if I got down, so I have some, these are some of the actions which I was being practicing from my student life, that because when you are seeking something, or so you want to achieve something, so you seek someone, some support from from the divine. So I used to always, I had this in my mind that these good deeds will definitely bring some satisfaction and happiness and blessings in my life. So that's one of the reasons that I spent almost 8 years the Eid Adha, not spending with my family, but like in field work.
okay. And then there is a moment where, the work with Islamic Relief is finished. Can you explain me then, how you got involved with JLI?
Yeah, in 23, I was actually because like in 2022 there was a floods in Pakistan. It was affecting almost 33 million people. So I was again deployed in 2022, because I was very much involved in education and protection in emergencies. So that's one of the things which very much it attracts me always, that during the emergencies we need to protect children. So initially I was being deployed over there, and the initial response we did over there, and then I got promotion from Islamic Relief Management, that we need you at the Sindh province. During that time, I actually attended one of the, because I was not aware of the GLI, that there is an organization who is mainly working on religion and development. But like before joining JLI, I was like involved in this religion and development work because I had got a chance to work on the Channel of Hope initiative, which was with the faith leaders. And then the another initiative was the spiritual nurturing of early childhood development. That was a toolkit piloted by me during Islamic Leave when I was child protection coordinator over there. So these two initiatives give me another sort of dimension that like it could be a and that engagement with the faith leaders and within a complex sort of environment in Pakistan. So I got this that chance, and my first engagement with JLI was FPCC launch in South Asia, and I
And
attended the
sorry,
launch in
again for the listeners, Noor, FPCC.
FPCC, sorry, Faith and Positive Change for Children, Families, and Communities. This is one of the initiative which is launched by globally by Religion for Peace and UNICEF, and GLI as a knowledge partner was like mainly contributing to this initiative. So I was in 2022. I was like that was my first international visit as well because like from that before 2022 I never been outside for the Pakistan. So I got a chance from the management that like you need to represent Islamic Leaf for this initiative at the launch, and I went to Kathmandu, Nepal, for the launch. And during that like the launch there were it was like 3 to 4 days, and I was like this subject was very much linked to my heart as well because like working with faith actors and religious leaders, as I told you that not that much a religious guy, but like, yes, I have a strong faith on Allah, and I think that like, if something is being supported or like by influenced by religion, that have a very good impact in our community, especially in the case of Pakistan. And now, like before that, I was not that much aware of the South Asian context, but like. So for the FPCC launch, I went there and I got to know about GLI. That like GLI is an organization who is mainly working as a knowledge hub for the religion and development work. So I met Christine and Florin over there, uh, and yeah, I was very much involved in the 4 days group works. I am now like as I'm working on this initiative, so like as a regional coordinator, so like I when I saw the first report, there was a whole session which I took over there, and it was like honor for me that like in the first report as well I was there at the launch. So there was, when it was it was at initial stages. So suddenly, like when I was deployed at Sindh for the emergency response, suddenly I saw a post of GLI that they need a regional coordinator for South Asia for the FPCC Faith and Positive Change for Children, Families, and Communities initiative. So I applied for it. Initially, I was very much, because remote job is not my, it was my first remote job. So because like working for Islamic Leaf, like I worked for another NGO as well after my internship with Islamic Leaf as a volunteer. Then I joined Hashu Foundation as a database officer, and then I moved back to Islamic Leaf as a regular employee. And for 11 and a half years, I spent like my whole career over there. So it was a bit, I was a bit scared as well that like how I will be doing the remote job. So thanks to Florin, our program manager now, that like she supported me. And then when I joined as a regional coordinator in the May 2023, it was like very interesting. I got a chance to know more about South Asia context, like India, Pakistan. Before that, before joining GLI, I was like mainly focusing on Pakistan because I have been working over here, and I didn't got a chance to to know more about the South Asian countries. Then I realized that like South Asia whole South Asia is very complex with regard of the religion, because like we have so many religion, we have so many subsects within the religion, and then it's very complex and sensitive as well. So then in 2023, I joined GLI as regional coordinator for South Asia. Uh, During this 2 years tenure, I can proudly say that like now, we have established sort of a structure within the South Asian country with the support of UNICEF and Religion for Peace. In like India, we have like a proper structure. They had a proper like engagement with the faith leaders and the faith actors, but like now it's very systematic. Same is the case in Bangladesh, Pakistan. In like they have some footprints in Afghanistan. Definitely, they are doing some good jobs. Sri Lanka, Maldives, Bhutan, and yeah. So it's amazing journey with the GLI, and I
Mm-hmm.
think it gives me another sort of like a dimension that like where we can contribute to the vulnerable ones and how it could be. It's not a service rendered job. Now it's like a very much sort of evidence generation and research sort of activities. But yeah, again I think that like it's somewhat and in not somewhat but like holistically if it's adopted and implemented at the community level, it will be having a very good and positive impact to support the vulnerable ones. So now I'm currently collaborating within the region with so many actors, not only with the Religion for Peace and UNICEF, but like World Vision, Erigato International, Caritas, Soka Gakkai, Islamic Leaf, definitely Christian Aid, NCA. So like now I'm again in the same sort of position where I was working with Islamic League, but like now I'm again in and thanks to you as well as a GLI management that like you give me full support, and definitely if your management gives you a sort of support and confidence, then you can do much more. So like now I think that like before 2023, if I can compare 2023 and now, so I think GLI is well known in the region. We have so many contacts, we have so many uh, it's not we have not signed any MOUs or letter of agreements, but now we have a sort of a
Mm.
supportive and a stakeholder engagement with a network like recently this year in January, JLI like joined as a knowledge partner of Asia Pacific Faith Coalition for Sustainable Development, which is actually a coalition, a trilateral partnership globally, but like in Asia region, Asia Pacific, the founding members of APFC, Asia Pacific Faith Coalition, is World Vision, Soka Gakkai, Islamic Leaf Worldwide, and Erigato International. So, like, this is one of the achievement that like we did, and now we are moving to make some more engagements and trying to build more partnership with the other stakeholders as well.
Great. I mean, you're really building on something that you were already you like doing and were good at it, Islamic relief, networking, connecting people, etc. So that's great. I would like to ask you a question in terms of, I know because you work in this field of religion and development, um, and you know, as a this particular podcast is a spin-off of a of a walk that I started in 2012, and then it became a virtual walk, which is a podcast now. Um, but when I was walking, we often had a conversation about why are you walking, what is the purpose of life, etc. And then one specific topic within that, within the purpose of life, was religion and spirituality, but specifically about the younger generation, because it seems that in certain parts of the world, religion is less important for the younger generation. So, what I would like to know from you is in your environment, that's, where you are, that's both in Pakistan as well as you're going to, the region as well. What do you see with regard to the younger generation and religion and spirituality?
Yeah, it's a mix sort of environment. Some people are like, if I can relate it as a family environment, like when you have family, because like let me give you initiated from the early spiritual childhood, spiritual nurturing of early childhood. This is one of the toolkit which I actually piloted, and then I will be relating it to the Pakistani context, that how it could be, So I think that like this spirituality or religion interest, it's built in within the family. Like when nowadays I used to listen from most of the people that like our children is not, listening to us, or not, they are not obeying our, or our orders, or like something like that, that they are not listening. And so this thing is very much, linked to the early childhood. It's actually because like uh, according to the researches, in the early 4 years, actually, a child is making a network within his brain, his or her brain, which is very much, catching and, attracting each and everything and copying everything to their minds. After four, they are actually implementing and try to, express their, the things. So the main thing which is very much, linked to the Pakistani context, or like the not Pakistani, but like as a whole, that like when there is a time of a child, that you give them the essence of spirituality or the religion, we actually lose that time as a parent. Like now I am a parent of two, so we lose that time actually, because spirituality comes from your the environment which you give it. So I think uh, we have a mixed sort of structure, mixer, that like some people are, some youths are very much linked to the spirituality and religion, and some are very much away from that. But in some, like as a Muslim, if I can tell you that like we, if we are away from our religion, but like there is something in our mind that like we have someone with whom we can, share our concerns, or the things which we seek for. So I think like it's a mix sort of ratio of some youths are very much, involved in religion, because sometimes they, they grew up in a family where religion is very much, linked to like in a family structure. And some are very a bit away, because like their parents are somewhat not, that much spiritual or religious. But like I don't think so that like it's only you can get it from your family, but like it's an environment as well, that like when there is some it is of god gifted sort of things. So sometime people got spiritual and religious within no time, because depending upon their situation as well. So I think it's a mixed sort of structure for youth currently. And yeah.
Okay. And and so talking about the situation in Pakistan. Uh, yeah, I mean, you have it's not everywhere it's safe. I mean, you've also have issues with neighboring countries. Um, if we look at the world, there is a lot going on, of course, unfortunately. Um, so anyway, I should not put words in your mouth, but what are some of the things that you worry about at the moment?
Like personally, or like as a, yeah, worried about, I think injustice. Injustice is one of the thing is which is making this country as well as this world, like globally, and according to the, injustice with regard of resources, injustice with regard of provision of services, provision of, justice. uh, this is what like currently makes me sometime in, very much concerned. Like if I can give you an example, few days, like a few months back, one of my friend, he got immigration from our country. And like so many people are like, there is a brain drain now in Pakistan. So many people wants to leave the country. It's not about Pakistan, but like if I can keep, share the neighboring countries like Afghanistan, Pakistan, or other South Asian countries. So like people want to leave their country and they want to immigrate to other countries. So he told me that like, why you are living still in your country? Why are you not moving other to other places? So I think this is one of the thing which is like in 24 hours. Sometime it got me frustrated as well, that like why is it so that like these resources are not being and the rights, definitely the rights, like if I'm not being able to get my rights, like the rights of living, rights of services, rights of health, rights of education, like I can call myself as a privileged person, because like I'm earning and I'm supporting my family. But like there is a like now currently in the country, like we are again facing floods. We are on the peak of climate change, flash floods, we are again on in the worst situation of 2022. 2010 was a big floods, and then so these sort of things are are very much concerning for me,
Mm.
that like we have almost I have spent my whole life almost after 40s, like you are descending your life. But like now my kids, sometimes I worry about them, that like they will be living in the same situation where we were living. So this thing, like injustice in everything. People are suffering with poverty, like living on the roads. Children are not being able to get education. Like I can, if I can share the statistic of out of school children in Pakistan, that's 22.8 million children are out of school.
Mm.
Like after this flood, this number will be increased. We have early child marriages, we have health issues, we have polio, we have so many things. And I think this all issues are just because of the injustice in the country. So this is one of the things which always pinch in my head, that like
Mhm.
why it's being so.
Do you still see hope?
Yes, sometime I'm very much hopeless, and sometime I'm very much hopeful. I think we can rise as a nation as well. We are very sort of energetic and enthusiastic nation. But there is one issue, that like we are again divided in so many subsects and sects, and then in so many ethnicity groups. Like I am Pashtun, we have Punjabis, we have Sindhis, we have Pathans, we have Baloch. So again we are again distributed in and divided. So I think there is a ray of hope, if we were being able to get this in justice in our country. um, yeah, still I'm hopeful,
Okay.
because we are living and struggling for our rights till
Mm.
now.
Yeah, Noor, um, I think that you know um, trying to connect people, and that connection hopefully will result in listening and dialogue, might contribute positively to improving this world, step by step. Um, and I hope that this podcast is contributing to that connection. We are connected. I connect you to my listeners. I'm also going to connect you to the previous guest. And the previous guest has a question for you. And the question is,
Share about one time um, you changed your mind about something important, and what practice or relationship made that possible, and how has it shaped you today?
Very much interesting question. When I did my graduation, actually, I was like, we have as I told you, that like my two brothers are teachers. I have been teaching as well in one of the school after my graduation. So I changed my mind during one day I was teaching in a class, and I thought that like Noor, you can't be a good teacher. And why are you wasting like your time as well as, and why you are making these children's life or worse, that like you are teaching them. So like I changed my mind, and at that time I was actually earning a good sort of amount, because I was being a tuition, and that was giving me some amount. But like I thought that like, no, you can't be a good teacher and don't waste this children life. So that's one of the thing that like I actually changed my mind from a profession, because like my elder brother was telling me and convincing me that like you will be opting this profession. And what practice or relationship made that possible? I think I have, as I told you, that like I have a strong faith on Allah, and I always seek support from him. Whenever I used to, I have an difficult times, I never think about second person. Like this is my faith. This is why this could be, if I can tell you that like I am very much proud of it, that like whenever I have a difficult time, that could be financial, that could be anything. I used to, this is one of my if I can tell you, this is one of my favorite friend that like I always keep in my hand, and I used to
Can you
do
describe
zikr.
that? Describe
Yeah,
that
these are the
as we.
beads. These are the beads, wooden beads. We used to call it tasbih. Tasbih for zikr. Zikr is like remembering and calling Allah as a Muslim school of thought. So this is one of the things which I used to always, prefer in my hand all the time. As I told you that like I'm not a that much religious guy, but I used to, offer 5 time prayers, and sometime I missed it as well. But like I talk to Allah always when I have a a difficult time. That like how the one thing which I never told you, that like I lost my two children in 2015 within a month. My daughter was 2.5 years age of her, and she got measles, and during measles she lost her lungs. And my son was 6 months older. She got pneumonia. So these two children were passed away within a month. It was in 2015, and then Allah blessed me with another daughter. She's now like 7 years old, Maria Khoshbacht. I didn't mention my children's in my introduction. So that was very difficult time, and this is why my hairs are got white as well. So at that time, I thought that like it was very disturbing, not only for me but my whole family as well. So that was the one thing. This is my only practice which I used to do, and talk to Allah that like this happened to me, and now like because those children were sick as well when they got born. And now I think that like now I have two children again, my boy, a girl and a boy. Maria is like in studying in class 2, and my son is in nursery class. So like, and now when I see them, so like I think my Allah giving me another gift as a healthy children, that like these are now healthy children. This is one of the practice which I used to prefer.
Mm.
My favorite askar is, if I can tell you, it's in Arabic, is Astaghfirullah Rabbi min kulli zambin aznabtu amadan. It's a fifth kalma. It's mainly the meaning of this ayah is actually seeking forgiveness from Allah. That like, oh Allah, which actions which I did consciously or unconsciously, please forgive me for that. So this is one of the zikr which I used to do now as well. As if you remember that like in our team time as well, that like when I go down, I go for a walk, like as you walk for 100 miles. So like I go for a walk. I talk to Allah, and that's one of the things which I practice in my in my daily life.
Thank you so much, Noor, for sharing that story. I was aware of the story, but the listeners were not. Yeah. very painful story, and you know, great to hear that. Uh, yeah, where you have something that gives you strength and faith to continue and be there now as a dad of your the other two children. So, um, yeah, what your question? Do you have a question for the next guest?
It's a very difficult question that how I can ask a question from another guest. I don't know that like who will be that person, but I think the next question is like uh, I think we if uh, the question is like what should be the tangible steps or like to create an enabling environment for children globally as well as like the country from where he or she belongs. I think like this is one of the things which always push me hard as well, because like I got physical punishment during my early childhood. I was a guy gotten beaten by my elder brother. My father, I think he didn't beat me that much, but like my elder brother was like he's one of the guy which like I have a fear as well now from him as well, that like if I did do some mistakes, so like he will be beat me again. So I think like how we will be able to provide an enabling environment for our children where they can nurture spiritually, physically, and mentally as well.
No, I mean, music is very important to me. As I always have a question about music as well. If I ask you to come up with a song or a piece of music that for a big part embodies what you are about, what Noor is about, which song or piece of music would that be and why?
As you know, Maurice, like during our team time as well, I told you that like I love to dance. Like I'm not a a good dancer, but like I whenever I listen music, so like the the music or the song which makes me in action, that's my favorite song. So like I have a very favorite song which my I used to dance with my children as well at home. When we used to play it, and we uh, with volume, high volume, and we all three are dancing. So that's a Pashto song, which is Tap Tap de Baran. I'll share this the link with you as well. So I like the strong beats because like uh, the drums makes me energetic, and I love to to be in action when I the favorite beats, like the beats of drums. So like yeah, every song which make me dance is my favorite song.
Mm. And is that how you also hope that when people will need to describe you, who you are and what you are about, that they will say, an active, action oriented, upbeat person?
Yes, I think I'm a super excited guy. If I'm in my whole energy, like it should be the case that like I'm in a full energy, and I was a super excited child from it's like not for like when I was a child, I was like super excited, and all the time I was in action. Same is the case with my son as well. He's also super excited. I'm quick in making friends, quick in picking things, always eager to learn. I can't say that like I'm a learned guy or knowledgeable guy. I always try to learn from everyone, and I used to give respect as well from those who I learn. Uh, so this is one of this is my personality trait as well. That like most of my friends think that like when Noor is in silent, you should consider him seriously. That like there is something serious ongoing with him. Otherwise, he's not being silent or not being sitting silently or like easily. So like, yeah, I am a super excited guy
And
and
I think
emotional as well.
I
My like
think
my sorry to interrupt you by, but like I am
yeah.
easy in crying and I am easy in
Hmm.
smiling as well.
Hmm.
I cry very quickly.
Well, I think the listeners definitely got, uh, you know, in this hour or so, have realized that you are that upbeat person that is very outgoing, and you were not silenced. I'm really thankful for that, because it's difficult to have an hour of silence. I don't think people tune into a podcast to listen to silence. Um, Nor these conversations always go fast. Um, is there any question that I did not ask you today that I should have asked you?
Uh, One thing which it's not a question which
Yeah.
but like from the platform which like walk, talk, and listen. It's one of my favorite, podcast as well. I used to listen it at at night when I'm trying to sleep. So like I wanted to listen some of the because like I consider Maurice Bloem as a very knowledgeable guy that like he is very sort of a guy where he has a very wisdom. So like I used to I want to learn. It's actually it's not buttering, don't take it to buttering, but like I always wanted to learn from you that like how it could be more beneficial for jail as well. So I think uh, the thing which I would say from this platform that like as a human being, either from you are Muslim, Jewish, Christian, any faith you are following, I think the most important thing is to give the protective environment for the children, because it's this trauma when you I have so many incidents in my mind from my childhood that like I if I can compare it now, and now I'm practicing it with my children as well, that like I'm not allowing those things with too near to them, that like that could uh, got down their confidence, their personality, their the learning sort of thing. So I think like we should be very much careful while dealing with children. Either it's yours or not. We used to say in our Urdu language. I'll translate it as well. That like when your child is crying, your heart is crying. But when someone else child is crying, your brain is or your head is getting heavy because it's someone else child. But we should consider all children are very much precious. It's nothing to do with the religion or ethnicity, but like we need to give them a protective environment. Either it's children involved in child labor, beggary. So I think like it's the most important thing to give a very sort of a good environment in the upcoming years to this world. So we need to be to take care of our children.
Mm.
This is one of the things which I wanted to share, that like
Yeah.
as a child right activist, I think this is very important for our whole world.
Mm. No, and thank you for sharing that important message, and thank you for everything you do around that, and who you are. So yeah, all the best, Noor.
Thank you, Maurice. Thank you once again for considering me to be a podcast. It's my first time any like from the any podcast. I never been in a podcast. I have been involved in documentaries, but like this is my first time. And thanks for giving me this opportunity as well, and giving me this platform. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your story, and take care.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you for listening to Walk, Talk, Listen. Please check us out on 100mile.org or follow us on Facebook or Instagram.